YouTube's happening. It is Sunday, June 8th, and we're going to do baseball first today. We have 15 games on the slate that you see before you. Usual Sunday for us. A lot of early games. It's Sunday, as usual, so we're going to do the spreadsheet. We're going to do the props, see if we can find some value. But first, a little recap of yesterday. Over, under, nerfy, all green. Good stuff. Mets, green. That was nice. They won easily. It was impressive. Judge and Goldie couldn't get 2 hits. Matter of fact, they went 0 for 9. That is extra impressively bad. Bums. Yeah. And then Morton had 5 strikeouts, got pulled. What can you do? So overall, it's a 5 and 2 day. We'll take that, whatever. So if you want the plays typed out for every sport I do, or you want access to the spreadsheets, check out the HQ. Simple as that. So enough of that. We have 15 games. Let's stop wasting time. Jump to the first one right now. All right, before we jump into the first game, let's go ahead and do the weather real quick because we got to see what's happening just to make sure we know everything. First one, Tampa, wind blowing out. No rain to really worry about, thankfully. Milwaukee is at a dome. Pittsburgh is, ugh. How are they even going to play this game? Disgusting. Washington, same story. I will be shocked if either game plays. If they do, it's going to be no, nasty weather, nasty conditions. Cincy, wind blowing out at 8, maybe a little bit of rain. Cleveland, same situation as the other ones. Maybe a little bit of rain. Detroit, maybe some rain. It's going to be one of them days, one of them weather days. Weather takes precedence a lot. Minnesota, wind blowing straight out at 14 with 71 miles an hour. Maybe an over in play there. We'll look at that when we get there. White Sox, wind blowing in at 10. No rain. St. Louis, nothing for weather. Wind not really a factor. Rockies, maybe a little rain during the game. San Fran, nothing but still super crazy winds. It doesn't matter if you can't score runs. A's, kind of a light day for the wind. And then Angels, and nothing. And then nighttime at the Sunday Night Baseball, Yankees, Red Sox, wind blowing in at 9. Maybe some rain. So rain is going to be the highlight of the day today. So especially with half the teams being off tomorrow, because tomorrow is a travel day, because we can look at the schedule. I can show you. Do not be surprised. Here's tomorrow's schedule right there. Don't be surprised if some of these games don't get postponed. We have doubleheader tomorrow, so it could easily happen. But you know what? We'll do what we do. So we'll just go ahead and jump to the first game, which is going to be Miami and Tampa. And currently we have Tampa 250. I know Tampa's doing great, but damn, come on now. 8.5 was our total. Let's look at the sheet, see the numbers. Yeah, Tampa's still cooking. They've been sitting this green in this, especially the runs area, for like 2 weeks now. They've just been crushing recently. So, hey, I love it as a as being in Tampa. Love that stuff. But Miami, what are you doing? Miami's not doing bad terribly, but 3 and 7. Ooh. Let's look at the pictures. Let's see if we got some money here. Is Rasmussen versus somebody? Let's go find out who it is. It is against somebody named Anthony Veneziano. I just butchered that band's name. Don't care. Here he is. Let me zoom out so you can see it. Boom. This season, he has pitched in, well, he's pitched in these 5 games recently. And you can see he is a bullpen guy. 0-2-0-2-0. So sometimes he gives up runs, sometimes he doesn't. So he is a bullpen guy, and I don't know how good he is. So that's probably why Tampa's such a big favorite. That makes sense. Let's go back to the props. Rasmussen, can you do anything for us? Well, you versus Miami's bats. Miami's bats are mid. You look like you've been cooking recently. Have you? Yeah, earned runs. You have not given up earned run in 4 straight games. That is impressive, sir. How many innings? 6, 6, 6, 5. Damn. And it was against Texas, Minnesota, Toronto, Miami again, huh? All right, so Miami shut you down. Miami's sending out a bullpen guy against Tampa, who's hot. Yeah, we're going Tampa 1.5. Almost pretty certain of that. We'll see, though. Rasmussen versus Miami bats. Historically, there you go. Miami versus righties. Tampa versus lefties. It's only for an inning. And then Tampa versus this guy who they have faced him before and no data. So, yeah, we're going to keep it simple. We already explained what we're going to do. We're going to trust the home team, Tampa, 1.5 on the run line today. We're going to hope that Tampa takes advantage of this bullpen day and take this nice 1.5 or 120, move on to the next one. All right, second game is going to be San Diego and Milwaukee. So no weather to worry about here. Milwaukee's the dome. We know this. Currently, we have Milwaukee 154 with an 8 total. Look over the spreadsheet, and we can see Milwaukee has been 8 and 2. Their bats have been cooking. Great stuff. San Diego struggling with the bats. Clear advantage. Milwaukee with the bats. Milwaukee at home. Milwaukee with the trends recently. So they're doing good there. Offense, well, not offensively, pitching wise, almost defensively, I would say, because pitchers are kind of like defense. Let's see. Let's pop over here to the pitchers and show you. Let's see what we got. Is Peralta versus Bergert. Who the hell's Bergert? That's, oh, man, let's look. Let's open him up. Peralta walks, though, has been money if you've been taking that. San Diego, how he walks. 16th at 3. We'll look at it. Why not? Let's look. Let's see. Peralta walks. Yeah, he's been pretty inconsistent with walks, hasn't he? Damn. Over 1.5, some 190 though. They know it was good too. All right. Peralta versus San Diego. There's your stats. We got a home run for a few people. Nothing really impressive there against righties. There's your numbers against righties for San Diego. Milwaukee versus righties. There you go. Milwaukee versus Bergert. Nothing. Let's learn about this Bergert fella, shall we? He has pitched in one game as a starter. He went 5 innings, and that game was literally 5 days ago, and that was against San Fran. He gave up 6 hits. You're not even giving me earned runs. Oh, no. It was a 3-2 game, so the most he gave up was 2 earned runs. So not bad. Not bad. But San Fran, as you know, if you've been watching, is the lowest scoring team in the last 10 games. They barely hit 2 runs a game. So the 30th, even though the Rockies are better. So that's actually not. Is it impressive? Who knows? I have to trust Milwaukee, though. I have to trust him. Peralta's earned runs are actually pretty. He has games of pretty goodness. Pretty goodness? That's not even a term. Pretty good games. Coffee needs to kick in. Yeah, we're going to trust Milwaukee, though. I think we are. With all the stats and everything. Milwaukee, money line. That's what we're going to go with next. All right, moving on. Texas and Washington's up next. We scroll down. There it is. We have Texas 138 on the road with a 9 total. Look over the sheet and we can see Texas bats are not good still. Still 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. You don't want to be 30. That's not good. Red bad. Green good. You want to be green. Washington 10th in runs. They're 6-4. So Washington's at home. They got the better bat statistically, and they're doing better in the last 10. So not as strong as Milwaukee was, but still Washington has the lean here so far. Let's go over to the props to see if we have anything worth a damn to take in this one. Let's see. Washington Ranges. We have Trevor Williams going up against Jacob Latz. Who? Again, let's go pop over and find out. Let's go learn about this fellow. Jacob Latz. He has pitched in several games. He is also a bullpen guy. There's your numbers. No earned runs though. He's been pretty decent. So, so Washington. If Trevor Williams is decent, we're taking Washington. But if he's not, then we're passing. Simple as that. Trevor Williams earned runs. How you been doing, buddy? Okay, yeah. No, you've been awful. What is this? All this trash and then a random 0 and then more trash. No, we're passing on this. Let me show you all the stuff though so you can see it. Trevor Williams versus Texas. Berger has 2 home runs and 6 at-bats against this dude. All right, Jake might get held in one today. You never know. Let's see. Righties for Texas. There you go. Washington versus lefties. There you go. Washington versus Latz. There you go. Yeah, I'm not trusting Trevor Williams. I'm not trusting a bullpen, so we're going to pass on this one next. All right, moving on to Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. We got Pittsburgh 112. You know why? You know who's pitching today. Anytime Pittsburgh's favor, you know why. 6.5. Bet I ain't seen 6.5 since last season. That's the first 6.5 I've seen this year. And the last time was when it was at Wrigley when they had like 25-mile-an-hour winds blowing in. And okay, so we got Skeens going up against somebody, and Skeens going to just dominate Philly probably because look at these numbers. Philly is awful recently. Yeah, Skeens is gonna just he's gonna work the boys. Let me see Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's doing decent, but we know Pittsburgh's bats don't want to play when Skeens pitching for some reason. They don't like him for something. I don't know. There's something up with them. I don't know what's happening in that clubhouse, but something is afoot. Because you got Skeens going up against Christopher Sanchez, who, let's look. Sanchez, Skeens, let's look at both of them. We'll just click around a little bit. Earned runs, 2, yeah. You're giving up 1 point on average. Skeens, what are you giving up? Earned runs, 1.5. You're giving up 1.2 on average. As, well, 1.2, they're both good. They're both good. So what's the play we go with here? Do we go with a Nerfy? Should we go with that? How much is a Nerfy in this game? That's the first question you know. Let me go with that first inning. Let's see. Follow me. Telling me. First inning over under half 155. That's not bad for a Nerfy with Skeens and Sanchez. That's not a bad one, especially with how bad Philly's offense is and Pittsburgh is. Good work with that. Good. Could absolutely go with that. Might go with that because then I ain't got to trust nobody else. I ain't got to trust Pittsburgh's bats to do anything. I ain't got to trust Philly to do anything. That might be the move. Let's look at all the history. Actually, let me do strikeouts first. I know a lot of you want to see that. So, strikeouts. Okay, so Skeens has hit the number at 6.5. He's hit this number in a bunch. Only problem, Philly's bats are terrible. Yes, they're actually not striking out much. They're 8th. They're 10th in the last 10 games. They're doing something right, and it's that. So I'm going to leave scheme strikeouts alone. You can do it if you want to. Have fun. I'm going to pass on that. I'm liking the Nerfy more. Nerfy, no runs first inning for those new. Let's see, matchups. Schemes versus Philly, a lot of nothing. A lot of nothing. Against righties, this Philly is the season. Pittsburgh versus lefties, that ain't good. And then Sanchez versus Pittsburgh. Yeah, so yeah, I think we're going with that. We're just going to go straight up. We're going to root for the first inning, no runs allowed. Murphy, baby. Let's go with it. Next. All right, next is going to be Arizona and Cincinnati. Currently is Arizona slight favorite with a 9.5 total. Go to the sheet. We see Cincy won both games yesterday in the little doubleheader they had. So we got to remember they played. It wasn't really a doubleheader. It was 3 innings of the first game that got suspended on Friday, and then they played a full game yesterday. So they played essentially 12 innings yesterday. And actually yesterday, the first game went to extras, so maybe they played 13 innings. Either way, both teams are kind of struggling a little bit. They're both at the bottom, below average range on most of their batting stats, except for the runs. Runs are doing good, but the averages, no. RBIs, no. I mean, hits, no. RBIs, maybe. Let's see. Let's see who's pitching. That's what really matters in this one. We pop over here. Zach Gallen versus Brady Singer. And I still trip out when I say Singer in red. I'm used to seeing him in KC Blue. Still messes with my mind, even though we're 2 months in the season. Still weird. All the strikeouts has not hit. He has hit no strikeouts, really. Okay, Zach. Not a strikeout, dude, are you? I see that. Cincy, how are you with strikeouts? 16th. Doesn't help me none. Let's see. Singer, earned runs. Are you expecting a lot of earned runs? Why are you giving me a 3.5 line? That's suspicious. That's real suspicious. Let's look at these 2 pitchers. Singer earned runs is 3.5 for some reason, because you expect Arizona to pop off. Is the wind great? Let's look back to the weather. Let's go look at the weather in this one. Something's afoot. See, we have this. I'm nervous about the Nerfy. And Nerfy's good because now I just see 1 inning. Stop the game after the first inning. I don't care. Pay me, because as soon as the Nerfy hits, I get paid. So done. Washington, we pass on that one. Don't even care. Where was the down? Yep, right there. Nothing really to worry about here. So wind blowing out at 8 slightly. That's not enough to really adjust an over under to make it want to pop off, right? I don't know. Let's go look at that history. Singer, do you have a matchup issue with Arizona? No. Naylor is got a $115 average in 26 at bats. Everybody else is doing. There's nothing here. What do they know? What do they know? Nothing. Righty. They hit righties very good. I mean, they have a few 300s, like 1, 2, 3 300s. Everybody else in their 2s. Nothing really impressive there. Cincy versus righties. Cincy does better against righties, looks like. And Cincy versus Zach. Zach on his own Cincinnati in his career. Good God. Okay. What? All right. I'm confused. I don't know. What do they know? I don't know why, but I'm going to follow it. Sometimes you just got to look at the line and be like, huh? And go with it. So I'm going to go with it. Arizona, they have their offense is barely better. Barely. But Gallen has owned Cincinnati. It is Cincinnati at home. Cincinnati won the last 2. Too much thinking. If you think this much, just leave it alone. I'm going to pass on this. Let's be smart. Sometimes the best play is no play. We move on. Next. All right, next we got Cubs and Tigers. Tigres, and we got 125 Detroit with an 8.5 total. Look at the sheet. We see our numbers. Detroit's offense is below average. Cubs are coming back to earth. They've been number 1. They were all those ones for a while early in the week. Now they're slowly coming back to the middle of the pack. They're going back to average, which means they're in a downtrend. We don't like that. They're 7-3. Pretty good. Let's look at the props. Who's pitching? Flaherty versus Cade Horton. Here's a who. And we got Flaherty 1.5 earned runs. There we go. Cade. Let's look at Cade a little closer. He's only pitched. He started 4 games. You see his innings, earned runs, not bad. 3-1-2-1. That's actually great. That's great for a starter. Not bad at all. Let's look at Flaherty. Flaherty earned runs. Last 2 games though. San Fran and Chicago White Sox. Come on. No, you can't count those as good games. San Fran can't hit the broadside of a barn right now. And the White Sox, I mean, ever since the Pope got it down, so they've been not bad. So who knows? Man. Let's look at the matchups. Let's see. Flaherty versus. Swanson's got a 444 and 9 at bats with a home run. Tucker has a 3. He's 2 for 6 with 2 home runs. That's a couple plays potentially. Against righties, you see how the Cubs are. Detroit versus righties. Detroit versus Horton, nothing. So I don't like this game. I don't like it. I don't know. We really don't know how good Flaherty is because he's been awful most of the season. Like I say, awful. These games, he was awful. Houston, Angels, Texas, awful. But These two, people are going to get hyped over that. That's not nothing to get hyped over. Those aren't good offenses. So he should do good. I, I don't like this. I'm going to pass on this one just because I don't like it. Yeah, next. All right, Houston and Cleveland's next. I just pulled up the sheet and I'm like, that's a lot of red. All right, we'll get to that. I'll show you. Don't worry. Currently, it's Cleveland 150 with a 7.5. And we go over here and go, ooh, Houston, Houston, Houston. What is you doing? You're 7-3, but your pitching is definitely keeping you in the games because your batting is not good. Let's go look at them pitches and see who we got. Houston, there we go. And we got BB versus Brandon Walter. All right, let's learn about Brandon Walter because there's no props for Tanner to look at. So, Walter, earned runs. How many games you pitched in? One game, and it was literally on the 20th of May against Tampa, and you gave up no earned runs against Tampa. Not bad. That's actually impressive. The way we all know how hot Tampa's bats have been the last 2 weeks. So, it's impressive. Let's see. Walks, strikeouts, and you had 5 strikeouts. Not bad. Not bad. You're going up against Baby today. Let's see. He was done earned runs 4.043 last few games. He's averaging 2.4. Strikeout wise, 8.76. Not bad. Anybody get Cleveland as bad as strikeouts? So we could look at potentially Brandon Walter strikeouts because it's only 3.5. He had 5 against him. With Cleveland, who typically doesn't strike out much, is striking out a lot. So they're not the team they were last season, clearly. Because, man, that is rough. Other than that, I can't trust Houston to do anything. And I don't want to trust BB go against Houston unless we look at those stats and we see something crazy. Let's do that first. Stats. BB versus Houston. There's your stats. Surprised there's not much data there. Okay. Against righties, you see how Houston is. Cleveland versus lefties. Ramirez is batting 421 against lefties. Okay. And against Brandon Walter, nothing. So, part of me wants to take Walter because he pitched 5 against Tampa and shut them down. Why can't he shut down Houston? Shut down Cleveland. Cleveland's doing decent. They strike out a bunch, though. I might take the strikeout prop just for fun. You know when he's 4? Yeah, let's do that. I want to roll the dice a little bit. A little bit of an unknown commodity, but we're going to take a risk on this investment. We're going to take Brandon Walter, 4 strikeouts next. All right, moving on. Toronto and Minnesota. Minnesota. Nope. Where are you at? Who's hiding it? There they are. It is Minnesota. Minnesota 170. Currently 8.5 is our total. Let's look at the spreadsheet and we go, there's all the green. Look at this. All the ones. All right, Toronto, I see you 9-1, 4-game streak. We're probably going to ride that streak with you guys because, oh, man, y'all have been crushing recently, have you not? Let's look over here. Who's pitching? Who's the victims? That's the first thing. Who is the victims in this game? It's going to be Bowden Francis, who was absolutely awful last outing. I know because I bet on him. And Joe Ryan, who... We'll see. I can't remember, but I know about Francis because that's yeah, he gave up 4 runs. That ain't awful because he's been good, but still, last one. Now you're going up against Minnesota, who is also top in things. 4, 8, 6, 5. Yeah, good luck, guys. What's the over under this one? 8.5. Yeah, give me that. Just give me that. That's Joe Ryan. What am I talking about? Yeah, you're going up against Toronto. That's what I'm talking about. You were awful. There we go. I knew it was. I had it backwards. Got you. Bowden Francis. Yep. 6. Yeah, you were rough. Yeah. Philly roughed you up pretty good. Joe Ryan got roughed up by the A's. That's good to know. So both pitchers got roughed up. That's what I like to see. Both offenses are crushing. Over is 8.5. Let's do a little research on the matchups real quick. We already know where we're going, though. Joe Ryan, history versus Toronto. There you go. Toronto's kind of good. Okay. Against righties, that's what Toronto's been doing this season. Minnesota versus righties. And Bowden Francis versus Minnesota. There's your stats. Yeah, have fun with what you take. I'm taking the 8.5 over. I don't care. Next up is KC and the White Sox, and this series has not gone how anyone expected it to, I'm sure, because it is KC 155, 8.5, but look who's on a 3-game win streak. That's right. The White Sox are. KC, what are you doing, guys? What are you doing? You're letting the White Sox actually play decent. They're like crawling back into things. That's weird. That's just weird to see. I don't like that. Makes me feel uneasy. Let's come over here. Let's change the rules. And White Sox, who's pitching? It is Lorenzen versus a ghost. Who's pitching for them? Is this going to be Mike Vassell? Who? Who the hell's Mike Vassell? Let's learn together, shall we? Mike Vassell is this chap right here. He's a righty. Let's see, what has he done this year? He has pitched this season, and he is one of those short starter slash long reliever bullpen guys, where he'll go 3 innings. Okay. Not bad terribly. Detroit shut him down, shut him down. Seattle got him a little bit, but other than that, not terrible, not great. So, I mean, get straight 3. I mean, and get some strikeouts too. He ain't got no props though, so I really don't care. So let's go back over here. Lorenzen over hits allowed going up against Chicago, who is 14th in hits. That could potentially be a play if you're really getting blown up. Let's see. Potential. Very much potential here. How do you do against the White Sox, though? That's the question I want to see. Vassell does have history versus KC. There's your history. Righties versus KC. Chicago versus righties. Chicago versus Lorenzen. Not much data. 0 for 1, 0 for 1, 1 for 8. Yeah, you see all the data. Yeah. Lorenzen's been averaging 7. He's averaging 7 hits allowed in his outings, 4.5 against Chicago. People are going to literally bet the name Chicago, thinking, oh, it's the White Sox. They suck. Look at the numbers. They're not bad. They're 9th in batting average. Yeah, I'm going to take Lorenzen over 4.5 hits allowed. Hell, Chicago might sweep the damn series. That might be wild. Yeah, give me the White Sox over 4. Actually, no, not the White Sox over. Give me Lorenzen. Lorenzen over 4.5 hits allowed. That's where we're going to go next. All right, moving on. Dodgers and Cardinals. And man, the Dodgers are just making so many wonderful new enemies this week. It's been hilarious because everyone's mad at the Dodgers this week. They've been blowing everyone's parlays. Oh, there we go. Moving on. Dodgers 135, 9.5. Pass. I'm not touching this series. I said it yesterday and the day before. I don't want nothing to do with this series because the Dodgers are just, there's something wrong with them. Again, I'm saying it. Something's wrong with them. And so look at the numbers. They look decent with the bats. It's just, they can't do it. This was a 2-1 win for St. Louis in the bottom of the 9th walk-off yesterday. Like, come on. Like, you have the talent. It ain't working out. Let's pop over here and see who's pitching today. Do we have Kershaw versus Michael who? Who is you? Who? All right. Michael McGreevy. That's a cool name. You have started 3 games this season. Oh, this is 2024. Haha. You started 3 games last season. Have you pitched at all this season is what I want to know. Like, did you come out of a bullpen? I need to see things like that. So let me pop over here right quick and just take a little peek at the ESPN thing. Follow me? Yes, you have pitched this season. You pitched on May 4th. You did. You pitched 5-2, but you didn't start the game. So you gave it 1 hit. So that's very impressive. So that was over a month ago. So you pitched 1 game and then you were done. Like, all right, bye. All right, thanks. It was fun. I'll see you next month. But now last season you did this. So I can't really trust you against Dodgers. Again, see, I don't know what the hell to do in this one. So let's look over at Kershaw. Kershaw has been really up and down. So your guess is as good as mine. Who the hell knows? McGreevy, there is 1 for 3 for Conforto. Against righties, see how the Dodgers are this season. St. Louis versus lefties. And St. Louis versus Kershaw. There should be a lot of data. Contreras is a 0.48 average. Damn. I told you, I'm passing on this one. I don't want nothing to do with it. Next. Next up, we got the Mets versus Rado. And Mets are 270 today with a 10.5 total. Let me come back over here. What did that final score say? It was like 8-1 or something like that. It was, yeah, 8-1. I knew all that. I knew the number. I knew the score. Yeah, it was 8-1 yesterday. So let's look at the spreadsheet. Again, Rado is the worst team. Well, now they're 30th in runs. I think they were 29th before. In Texas, San Fran was 30th. I think they swapped down. Okay, so we kind of know who the bottom 4 or 5 teams are right now. It's pretty obvious. And we see the Mets are doing pretty good. 7-3, 1-2, because, yeah, they won by 7. Let's go to props. If we have any close to pitching, we're probably going to take Mets 1.5 again, maybe? I don't know. We might risk it. Risk it for the biscuit. You know what they say. Let's look. That's Rockies. McGill going up against Dollander. Dollander is not giving up hits, but he is giving up walks. Let's investigate Dollander a little bit. See what we know. Why no earned runs? Why no earned runs, guys? The books are hiding all the money from us today. So he gives up 3 walks, 2.8 average. His line's 2.5. We don't want to take that. Mets are 5th in walks at 3.8, but no. And strikeouts, he is all. What the hell? How do you go zeros? And no, we can't. You can never trust a pitcher who goes out, pitches 3 innings, and doesn't get a damn strikeout, not once. Not a chance. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't play with him. Can't win with him. Can't do it. So We moved the hell on from that. Let's go look at the pitch. Let's other stuff. Dolliner history versus the Mets. Nothing. Mets versus righties. There you go. Rockies versus righties. There you go. Rockies versus Miguel. Estrada has a home run. That's about all I have. So, oh man, do I dare trust the Mets again? Again? Because Miguel, what's your earned runs looking like? That's what we gotta look at. Miguel earned runs. How good have you been? Have you been good enough? Oh, no. I have questions about you. 4-4-1-2-4. That was Dodgers. Okay, Dodgers, Yankees, Cubs. Three of the hottest teams. Well, the most stacked offenses, I would say. Boston and the White Sox. So you might have you a good game. You know what? I'm going to risk it. We're going to go right back to the well. We're going to take ye old Mets at -1.5 again. Why not? Sunday? Let's have some fun. Mets run line. Next. Baltimore and the A's, and we got currently 135 Baltimore, 10.5 is our total. The wind's not blowing out that much today, guys. What are we doing? What are we doing? I mean, the bats are good for the A's. They're doing good with the bats. Pitching is woeful, just atrocious. They're 7-3 because pitching and bats are doing at least pretty good. So let's pop over here to the props. Get rid of you, change you to you right there. And we see is Sagano versus somebody. Who is the somebody? It's a question. It is Jacob Lopez. Why don't you have props? You're a normal pitcher, right? You're normal, right? Nothing crazy about you. I mean, yeah, you're, well, okay, so you are crazy. 4-1-7-2-1. Like, are you good or not? Are you a starter? Are you a belong? Who is you? Because sometimes, like, okay, you got rocked by Toronto, but Toronto's rocking everybody right now. Minnesota rocked you. So back-to-back games, you got rocked. Baltimore? Over? I see why the over now. Let's look at Zagato. Make sure you're not. Earned runs 3.5 for. Okay. Okay, I'm a little baffled by 3.5 for this him because he's been pretty good. What do they know? They know something we don't know. We're gonna learn. We're gonna learn something. Lopez versus them, nothing. Orioles versus lefties. There you go. Those numbers ain't good. Those aren't good season numbers at all. Those are trash. Ooh, those are bad. Look at that. All right, A's versus righties. There you go. And A's versus Sagano. Why is it over? I don't know. I have questions, and I don't want to know the answers to them. I'm passing on this game. Next. All right, Atlanta and San Fran. Yeah, San Fran is 29th in runs. They have moved up one. Good job, guys. Currently, we're rocking what is it? 118 for Atlanta with a 7.5. Yes, it is. And we pop over here, and we see, well, both teams kind of suck. Lost 6 in a row. Braves fans, I feel for you. That ain't good. 2-8 last 10. San Fran's won 4 in a row with that offense. You're Braves. You're letting this team do work to you. That ain't good. That ain't good. Let's come over here. Let's see what we got. Braves and G. Let's see. It is. Oh, it's Landon Roop Day. We love fading Landon Roop, but usually it's against a team that can hit the ball. Braves are not one of them teams. So, and then Spencer Strider's going out there. That's a fun little matchup. Let's see what we got. Yeah, he finally did good. He finally did good. Look at that. All these games of 5, and yep. Sad. Landon versus Braves history. Nope, nothing really of note there. Braves against righties. San Fran versus righties. San Fran versus Strider. A lot of nothing for everything. So we have pitchers that can be good because we've been making money off Landon because the line was 4.5 forever, and he just kept hitting 5. Sure, he was very consistent. Now he's at a 4, I'm concerned. And now you're facing the Braves who can't hit the ball well. They're 23rd in hits, 25th in average. Not a chance of hell I'm paying you today. Nope, sorry, can't do it. For Strider is all over damn place because, well, he's pitching 3 games since he's been back. He went 4-1-5 on earned runs. Strider needs to get into his stride. Haha, I can't touch this game. This is going to be a pass. Yeah, I can't. Pass. Next. All right, next up we got Seattle and the Angels, and currently it's Seattle 130 with an 8.5 total. Look at the spreadsheet, look at the numbers, and Seattle is awful. All of a sudden, lost 5 in a row. That adds up, makes sense. Angels 1-2, doing pretty decent. They're at home, they're streaking the right way. They're mid, maybe a little, yeah, they're about average. Seattle's bad. Not bad. They're down there in the teams you don't want to be down there with. Let's get rid of these two. Let's see, decent pitching. Who do we have today? We have Kirby versus Mr. Anderson. And we can see these two. Take a look, shall we? A little peek ski. Anderson hits. Ooh. Seattle, if you're going to get some hits today, there's the guy to do it for you. Let's look at Kirby hits. Oof. So both teams give up hits. How about earned runs? Kirby last 5 averaged 3.2. Anderson runs last 5 2.3. Wait, last 5 3.2. You both 3.2? You're both 3.2. So the starters are averaging 6.4 by themselves. The total's sitting at 8.5. The bats are, something's telling me to take the over in this one. I think I'm gonna do it just because, yeah, these two pitchers are giving up. Then you rely on the bullpens, which all bullpens suck. I don't care. They all suck. Done. Not up for discussion. Argue with yourself. They suck. So I'm taking over 8.5 because both pitchers are not good. Let's look at the stuff real quick just to make sure. Anderson versus Seattle. There's your stats historically. They've seen him a lot. That ain't good for the pitcher. That's good for the batters. So, yeah. Aren't you coming back? Isn't Rodriguez coming back today? I think I saw something on Twitter this morning when I was half awake looking at my phone. I saw something about he's activated. I don't know if he's going to play today or not. So I think that was him. It could have been somebody completely different. Like I said, I had just woke up. Lefties for the whole season. There you go. Angels against righties and Angels versus Kirby. These are the stats. Yeah, I'm going to go over 8.5. We're going to trust that. Oh, well, it's 8.5 and move on to the last game. All right, last one. Obviously, we all knew it was going to happen. Sunday Night Baseball, rivalry game, Boston Yankees. Yankees took game 1. Boston took game 2 yesterday, and now we're at game 3 of Sunday. Sunday fun day. And we see currently we have Yankees 215 with an 8 total. 215 on Sunday Night Baseball? Come on, who's pitching? Are you sending out a bullpen guy? That would be ridiculous. That wouldn't make any sense, Boston. Let's see. Rodon's going out there for Yankees, and Dobbins is going out there. Dobbins hits loudest hit in 5 straight. Why? Are you bad? Is you bad? Let's look. Rodon's strikeouts has been nasty. And guess who's really bad at strikeouts? If you didn't know, it's the Red Sox at 10.9. There's our play. I'm taking it right there. I know it's 7.5. I don't give a damn. I'm taking Carlos to get 8, 9, 10 strikeouts because Boston strikes out a lot, regardless. Rodon history versus, there you go. He's done pretty well. Against lefties, there is the Red Sox numbers. Yankees versus righties. Yankees versus Dobbins, nothing. Don't care. Rodon's averaging 7.8. Last 5, 8.2 is even stronger. Yes, I know 7.5 is a high number. It's plus 100. It's Sunday night. I want to root for something. I don't care about either one of these teams. I care about Carlos tonight. And I care about him punching out 8 dudes. Strikeouts. Get him. He can do it. That's what I'm taking. Done. I don't want nothing else. So anytime I get a strikeout pitcher versus the 30th ranked strikeout team in the league, sign me up. Yeah. I missed out on a couple days in game 1 because Warren is a strikeout dude apparently against Boston, and he hit his number thanks to one of the members. It pointed that out to me because I missed it. I missed things. So, but not today. I ain't missing this. Rodon, give me that. Give me that 7.5 all day. Let me go Rodon over 7.5 Ks. I might even for Sunday, I might do myself a little ladder, a little fun ladder to do because what's the highest he's gotten this season? Head to head, how's he done? I don't care. People are like, well, look, he's only at 7, 7, 8. That's still close enough. If he had like a 1 and a 3, yeah, I might be a little concerned, but nah, he's doing good. He's gone 10, 10, 9 this season. Last season, he's hit 10, he hit 11. Yeah, I trust it. It's Sunday. It's the only game on. Let's have a little fun. So I'll have this on. That'll be my game. Let's go back over to the schedule. Tomorrow is Monday. We currently only have 9 games. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Don't be surprised if we have a rain out that gets pushed here today, but we have 9. Go check out the HQ if you want the plays typed out into a nice little list for you, or you want access to the spreadsheet so you can do your own research. Either way, it's there for you. So drop in the comments what you're playing because I tell some of the plays. I'll let you know if I do. And also, drop a like and subscribe. What are you doing? Subscribing helps me. I appreciate you. So I'll see you tomorrow on Monday for some more MLB. Peace.